This video will show how to enable immersive stable diffusion image generation in Obabooga. You will need to have Python and Git installed on your computer. Step 1. Navigate to your project folder and type cmd in the file path bar. Hit enter. Step 2. Type and enter this command. Step 3. Navigate to the new Stable Diffusion folder and double-click the batch file. Step 4. While we wait for Stable Diffusion to finish downloading, download and install Oobabooga. Use the one-click installer batch file. Step 5. While waiting for the program to finish downloading and install, set up command line arguments. Set the following flags for Stable Diffusion, along with any other optional flags. In my case, I am optionally using Xformers. Oobabooga also has command line arguments that must be altered in the startup file. By default, Oobabooga and Stable Diffusion run on the same port. To fix this, use our arguments. Listen port 7861. Most likely, you will want to use a 4-bit model. Use this argument to enable it. wbits 4. In this example, we are using a model that supports group size. It requires this flag. Group size 128. Lastly, enable the desired extensions. Send pictures. SD API pictures. Long-term memory. Cellular. SD API pictures allows the AI to send you pictures. Send pictures allows you to send pictures to the AI. Cellular allows the AI to use a text-to-speech model. Long-term memory gives the AI memory of the conversation. Step 6. Make sure you put your desired models in their respective directories. Here I will add a model that I've already downloaded. GPT-4X Alpaca 13B native 4-bit. Let's test Oobabooga while Stable Diffusion finishes loading.
I am an AI, so I don't have a physical appearance. However, if you provide me with a description or image of something, I can generate a visual representation for you.
For the last step, connect to the Stable Diffusion API to enable image generation. Turn on emissive mode so that you do not need to force each picture generation. Unfortunately, I struggled to get text-to-speech to work simultaneously with picture mode. There is a frequent error that the response is too long. So I will turn off text-to-speech mode for now. You can click on the API URL field and hit enter, and it will verify that the Stable Diffusion API is active. Don't forget, if you make changes to the startup file such as command line arguments, the program must be restarted for them to take effect. In this case, I need to restart Stable Diffusion so it runs with the API enabled. In order to trigger massive chat images, you need to send a message to the AI that contains the word send and picture in your prompt. This will trigger the Stable Diffusion API. By default, the AI will respond similarly in both chat and in strict modes when you ask it about itself. In order to give the AI a real personality, it is necessary to use a character card in chat mode. For this demonstration, I will use the default example character. The response that the AI gives has so much detail that Stable Diffusion is unable to output a desirable image. This character talks about tech so much that it overwhelms the prompt and always wants to output technology-style photo images. It is easy to force a consistent character in the image's Stable Diffusion outputs. For this demonstration, I will use the textual inversion Denise last name by Believe Diffusion. In the generation parameters section, I add the embedding trigger word. You can add or remove any additional prefixes or details to your prompt as well. In this case, since I want the bot to consistently send pictures of itself as a specific woman, I also decide to select a model that is biased towards portrait-type photos of characters. I decide on Lazy Mix, which is heavily biased towards selfie photographs of women. Feel free to experiment with different models to achieve your desired results. At the moment, there is no way to change the model from within Oobabooga. If you want to change models, you need to navigate to the Stable Diffusion web UI to do so. Let's try the same settings, but we will change the textual embedding to a new character. Now, let's check to see how the AI responds to images.